BoomCo dart overview. I will try to keep this brief, but a lot of people have been asking me about BoomCo ammo. So this is a size comparison real quick. This is BoomCo Elite Dart Mega Dart. In the past, Busby and Nerf darts have been interchangeable, with obvious exceptions being mag systems, and certain blasters are more picky than others, but for the most part they're very similar foam-flinging things. BoomCo darts are completely different. They're actually plastic in material. The whole stem of it is plastic. You can hear them crashing together. And then the tip is like pure rubber. The foam compresses. The straw also compresses. I say it's a straw because it is very much like a straw. It's just a plastic cylinder. So pros and cons. Right now, the biggest con to using BoomCo ammo is if you go to a Nerf game shooting BoomCo darts, nobody else will be shooting BoomCo darts back at you. Also, I have not done enough testing to know the true longevity of this ammo. I haven't been able to just shoot it a bunch, shoot it at people, step on it and all of that to really get a good understanding of whether or not it will last longer or shorter than an Elite Dart. A lot of Nerf darts eventually fade out after a month of use. If you play a lot, it's going to get weaker, it's going to be crumbled, and then it's not going to be as accurate. It might actually jam up in like a spring blaster. I have seen the BoomCo darts in three colors here, black, green, and blue, with different colors tips, and these tips are actually different than Nerf darts too. The tip here is a solid material, and the biggest difference, and the most important difference in my opinion, which really affects accuracy, is the lack of stupid hole in the front. Like in the Elite Dart and the Mega Darts, all of these Nerf darts have these little holes in the front that actually create an airfoil and an irregularity in the front of the tip, so it actually arcs, and your accuracy just goes out the window, and you can't hit anything. Which is why I always say Nerf guns are not accurate, because they are not. BoomCo darts are much more accurate than Nerf guns, given the same style of blaster and the projection. Once the dart actually goes, it generally hits where it's initially going off to, as opposed to a Nerf dart where it shoots. It's almost guaranteed to go everywhere except where it initially wants to go, because it's just going to begin arcing. However, you don't know which way it's going to arc. BoomCo darts are symmetrical on the front plane here, so it's even. It distributes the air around the projectile evenly, so you can actually hit things. I don't have a scale accurate enough to actually mask these, but I believe the BoomCo darts are a little bit heavier, which should give better gains to modification potential, shooting out and touching people at maybe 100, 110 feet, as opposed to an Elite Dart. It's pretty tricky to hit people out at that range. And the tip is also pretty cool because it's a sticky material, but it's not actually sticky to anything except what it's trying to stick to. Like, I can touch it against my hand, glass, all of that. It's not going to stick like a suction cup dart. But if you get a BoomCo target, it'll stick very easily. So you can put these targets wherever you want. If you want to design a game type saying you have to stick the dart to the target, these are adhesive back targets that you just plop on stuff. Starting with the fire strike with regular Elite darts. Now the same blaster with some suction cup Elite darts, which are generally a little bit more consistent. Now to the BoomCo far shot with the standard BoomCo ammo. And just for the lulz, the BoomCo rounds, I'm just going to show what happens when they hit drywall. They do break apart, which distributes the energy, so if you throw that at a person, it's going to hurt a little bit less than if that were a solid piece driving into the person. It will deflect and separate, so it doesn't do as much damage. Keep in mind, if you throw that at a lamp, it'll fall over. Don't throw those inside, except if you know you're not going to hit anything else. Spin move! So my opinion on the BoomCo darts, based on rather limited experiences with the BoomCo darts, I like them. I like where they're heading. Personally, I'm not going to convert my whole arsenal into BoomCo projectiles because I don't think they're available enough right now, and more importantly, the people I Nerf with don't use them, and it seems like that's kind of like the peer pressure thing, but that's not really it. If somebody shoots a dart at me, I want to be able to pick it up and shoot it back at them. So if you're the only guy with BoomCo darts, you have to have like 200 in order to have a full war, because you have to supply yourself for the whole day. There's no scavenging at any point. But overall, I like them. I'm not going to convert. I like my Koosh darts and my suction cup darts much better, just because I'm so much more used to them, and all of my homemades already shoot them. It's going to be a whole lot harder to get a barrel to shoot one of these BoomCo darts because it doesn't compress. It's a straw with a piece of rubber at the top. This doesn't compress around a CPVC barrel. It's not going to do that, as opposed to a homemade dart replicating the foam concept with a Stefan dart. So if you build homemades and all of that, probably don't look into BoomCo at all. If you want something that's fun and sort of new, Definitely check out BoomCo if you want to. They also have what they call rounds, which are essentially little pieces of rubber that you throw at people. Beyond that, I think that explanation is sufficient. They have two halves here, which actually break apart on impact. I'm sure that's so you're not throwing something too heavy and hitting some kid in the face, and that would hurt because these are sort of heavy. So that's a good way around that rule, and it will stick to their targets, which is pretty cool. F off gravity, you don't know me. Will I use a round thing in a Nerf war? Not at all, but they are pretty fun to play with. It's kind of cool. So hopefully that's a good explanation on the BoomCo ammo. I didn't want to have to say this over and over in each one of the BoomCo reviews, so this video is a standalone video. Hopefully you just got annotated here from a review or whatever, so you know what I'm talking about. That's the BoomCo review, or overview, more. Thanks for watching. Questions and comments are welcome, as always.